What's the haps? I'm Meroka, and today I'm going to be taking a look at a wizard's lizard, which you could be forgiven for thinking was an innuendo, but no, that's genuinely the name of the game. A Wizard's Lizard is a game which was funded on Kickstarter back in August by Lost Decade Games. It was not under the same name. If you might have backed it, if you're one of the people who did, you might remember it under the name of Crypt Run. Perhaps you even just saw it around. It has now become a Wizard's Lizard, for reasons unbeknownst to me. Perhaps there's some issues with the naming, I don't know, but either way it is now a Wizard's Lizard. So before we get into the game, I'm going to be having a look at the options because there's a couple of gripes in here I want to get out of the way. So music and sound. Disable or enable. It's not really the flexibility I would like. You know, a slider or at least a few options of volume levels would be appreciated. You know, just having on or off is a little limiting. The other one is resolution. You cannot change the resolution. Well, you can insofar as you can sort of manually drag the window bigger in Windows, but beyond that, there's little flexibility in that regard. There's no options in the menu, and the game, all it does is scale it up to fit the window and adds these ugly black bars at the side if you don't want to play it in its native aspect ratio. It just decides, okay, have black bars, which are just ugly. So unless you're playing in what would appear to be a 4x3 format, it's not particularly great. Because I don't know many people that do have a 4x3 monitor these days, they're not all that common. So let's head back to the title and jump into the game. What is a Wizard's Lizard, you may well be asking? We start out in the town of Amberfall. There's a little bit of prelude to this, but you only see that on the first run through. What are you doing with the ball down there, sir? The town of Amberfall is our starting area, the starting town. Once we begin the game, we start as the lizard in the wizard's tower, and the wizard is attempting to defy death by resurrecting his dead wife, and death appears and carries him off, and everyone's like, oh no, the wizard's gone, and sends me, his pet lizard, to do their bidding to go rescue him. There's lots of capable people in the town, clearly, and they send a small lizard to go on a rescue mission. Because that makes sense, right? So we get a little bit of starting money here, we get 1,000. That starts at 500 and goes up based on how many villagers you rescue as you go through, because some of them also have been kidnapped. And do you have anything useful to say? The door leads to Crypt, but the way is blocked. No, you don't have anything useful to say. So let's head on through. So this is our first level, the cemetery. Let's grab some money and break all the things, you know, Zelda style. And head on through and try and fight some things. So this is a roguelike action RPG kind of thing. And you can see already off the bat, it's very much channeling sort of your Binding of Isaac type of thing. Binding of Isaac, I think, is probably considerably more random. There's a lot of elements that are just pure luck as to whether you did well in that or not, whereas this is probably more skill-based. Most of the stuff is... Most of the items, you're going to get the same kind of items on a playthrough. A little bit of variance, but for the most part, you're going to get the same stuff. You're going to see some leather armor, and then you're going to see some iron armor, and you're just going to slowly upgrade. Whereas Binding of Isaac, you know, sometimes they'll just give you some sort of super weapon in the first room, and you're like, oh, this is how I beat the game, I see. So, one of the biggest issues with the game that you can see here is the issue of you can't frickin' see anything. It's pitch black everywhere. There's a little bit of light around, like, ghosts. Most enemies not, but ghosts, yes. A tiny bit of light around me, and a little torch in the corner. And I guess that chalice had light as well, because why not? And a werewolf, obviously, makes sense, sure. Ow, thanks, werewolf. But, for the most part, you are plunged into this gloom, and you can't see a damn thing. Now, there is a mechanic in the game, quite an integral mechanic to the game, that you can activate later on. Ouch, didn't see him coming through the gloom. That you can activate the mechanic later on that will allow you to see more. But whilst it is a very important mechanic, and I'm hoping I'll be able to get to it soon and show it off, there's very little... I feel like it's not something that should be invoked just for the sake of being able to see what you're doing. And I have done that. Basically, the game revolves, very obviously, as you might have picked up at this point, around the idea of life and death. And when you die, you will enter the spirit realm. And in fact, this room is very important to that, but we don't need it just yet. Is this the room? No, this is a merchant. He's going to sell us... He's going to sell us an improved weapon, I think. That's what I'm going to take. Let's see if we can't find the room where I need to kill myself. There are mechanics in this game which revolve around you needing to die and enter the spirit realm. When you enter the spirit realm, the game will change, and for one thing, it gets a lot lighter. So various puzzles will be completable, all these enemies which are ghosts will become hostile to us and attack us. So I'm glad that's not happening in this room, otherwise this would be overwhelming quick. And it changes the dynamic of the game. I think the developers would argue that it makes it harder, but I'm not sure it does terribly to any great extent. I think it just changes it, really, for the most part. That's a lot of zombies. Every time I walk over one of these little fresh grave things, it'll summon another zombie. And it's not a bad way to farm a little bit of money if I want some, so I'm going to keep walking over them until the graves disappear. Each grave will summon about 3 zombies, I think, so I suppose I can just keep going and just keep running around. That's a lot of ghosts. At least I can kind of see what I'm doing because of my ghost light now. Although I feel frame rate might be suffering a little just by the sheer number of things going on the screen here at once. Are we done? No, there's one more grave left. And get dead. There we go. Okay, so I got a bit of money out of that. That's cool. There's some stuff to get in here, but it's not the room I'm looking for. There is a puzzle in this first level which does require you to kill yourself, which is kind of what I'm gunning for right now. Because then that will allow me to show you off the next mechanic. It is randomized each time, which is a procedurally generated type thing, so you'll get a different level each time, which is why I might find it in the next room, or I might find it in like the 10th room. It could be any number of things. Ow. I might end up in the spirit realm just by sheer recklessness soon, so that might work. No, there's nothing here to show off either. We'll just have to keep fighting onwards. I am going to die here, I think. What's in the chest? Oh, it's a mimic. Right, sure, mimic, obviously. Which always seems to get the first hit on. There we go, I am dead. There we go, this is what everything looks like when you die. And you can actually see what's going on, which is nice. Ow, there's spikes that I really need to be keeping an eye on. Because they're kind of painful and killing me. Well, these piles of bones which are just going to keep summoning ghosts until I kill them. Ow. I'm going to end up dead here if I don't watch myself, so let's try and play a little bit more cautiously, perhaps. A werewolf's probably my biggest problem right now. I love the art style in this. The lizard's really cute, and everything else is kind of cool as well. It's all really nicely drawn. It is reminiscent of a lot of the old, simpler, sort of, yeah, like Flash web games and things, but I don't necessarily think there's anything wrong with that. I think they all look great. I mean, the Behemoth does that well as well. They, for their Castle Crashers type titles and Battle Block Theatre, they use that kind of style a lot. And I think it works well. I think it's quite an effective style. And yeah, it all looks great. The soundtrack I'm enjoying as well. There's nothing particularly spectacular to write home about, but it's certainly very pleasant to listen to. It's nothing that I'm going to go, oh, turn the music off. What am I missing in here? I'm missing a pile of bones. Still a pile of bones. So I'm going to try and finish the first level for you, although the first boss is kind of challenging. There is a way to skip the bosses. I'm going to try and keep an eye out. This is a nice room. No, don't go that way. Go back in. It's very easy to accidentally walk out rooms. This is a good room. Is there a catch to this room? Because this is... I've never seen one of these before. Are you a mimic? No, not even a mimic. That's probably a good habit to get into, walking away from the chests, so that they don't just eat you. There's lots of zombies in this room, I guess. It's fine, I could deal with them. Something in the chest. You a mimic? No, you are a ring of something. Defense, I guess. That's a... Ah! Oh, got a lance. Dropped by an enemy. That's kind of cool. I don't know whether it's better than my twin swords or not. Seems to move pretty fast. It's kind of cool. Do believe I had this on a previous run. I think it's Arthur's lance. If I check, should be able to... Can I find out? No, it doesn't actually tell me what any of my things are. It just gives me a visual depiction of them all. So I can't see what I've actually got. So I don't want that. I've got my lance now. I like my lance. Ah, we have a boss. Hi, boss. That's... I was hoping I would sort of have found the mechanics I wanted to show off and some food and things and a vendor by now, but I guess not. No. So This one, I kind of want to deal with these ghost summoning things first. I think they're probably the biggest priority, just because they're going to keep summoning ads all fight. Trying to get rid of the explosives as well, actually, just so I don't accidentally step on them. Because it seems like the sort of thing I'd do. Yeah, he's got this move where he's going to summon all the zombies at once, but it's not too bad, I can deal with. Whether that counts towards the zombie limit on each grave or not, I'm not sure. I hope it does, but I can't be certain whether it does. If it does, he should only be able to use that move about 3 times before it sort of runs out of zombies. Either way, again, in your interest to summon the zombies, because that way he won't be able to summon as many in the future. If I summon all the things, he can only do so much to me later. It's quite a cool mechanic. It's quite well designed, this boss fight. I do like this. It's been very well thought through. There's a lot of elements at play that all work really well together in this fight. Oh god, he's trying to kill me. That's kind of probably what bosses do, yeah. But I want rid of all these graves just so that, yeah, when he does that... Actually, I think he may have killed some graves there, so that might be evidence that he can't use that ability indefinitely, which I'm okay with. Ow. Probably try not to get killed by the minions, because I've actually got a boss to fight, even once I've got rid of them all. There's some money. This is not the time to be collecting money. So once I've got rid of all these graves, it's mostly a job of... in fact, I could probably... It's probably not a big deal to actually just start fighting him now. It's a pretty nice weapon, actually. The daggers take a lot of shooting to take him down. The lance isn't doing too badly. Okay, that's one less grave. It's 2 less graves, in fact. Yeah, so he does his swing the mace straight at you move a couple of times, which you can dodge just by keeping moving, really. Then he's gonna swing the mace around and run around a bit. Then he's gonna summon all the zombies at the same time as he does this sort of twirly mace thing. And I've got quite a range on this thing. Much better range than the dagger, so I should be able to just outrange him and just sit here and... if I could actually hit the guy. So I can just sit here while he does his thing, and throw lances in his face, and hopefully he's gonna die soon. Come on, you gonna die? Do you wanna die for me? Yeah, you do, come on. Oh, no. Ooh, you nearly got me. You got the cobwebs? Yeah, if we stand on the cobwebs, we get slowed. That's a very Minecraft thing, but yeah. At least common mechanics, you know, you understand what you're gonna guess. It's kind of self-evident when you stand in a cobweb it's going to be sticky because everyone's played Minecraft at this stage. He seems to just wants to do the twirly mace thing at the minute. He's not going to swing his mace straight at me. It's fine because that means I can just do this. This does get a little bit tedious because he's got maybe too much health for... At this point, look, I can kill the guy, but I'm just going to have to sit here and do this for a very, very, very long time. And who knows, I might even die just to reckless stupidity if he gets a couple of lucky hits in, but... Because I don't actually have that much armor on this playthrough. I think first time I saw this... Ow! Yeah, first time I saw this guy, I'd managed to get, like, full leather armor, and he didn't hit for too much. In this instance, yeah, he's hitting me for, like, 20 damage a hit, which... not really ideal. Don't want that to happen. Is he just going to twirl? Come on. I can't see his health down here, so... let's try and get to where I can see his health. So I might be able to kill him here. Hopefully. I hope I can kill him here. His health's going down pretty quick. Yeah, look at this. Come on, in the bag. You dead? You dead, right? Yeah, you dead. All he leaves is a tiny, tiny crater. There are 2 ways out of this... I don't know why the boss music continues after you've killed him, but who knows. There are 2 ways out of the room. I don't know which way is the right way, so... yes, this is the right way then, I guess. So, let's go see what was the other way. In the name of exploration, there might have been something cool in there that I kind of want. It was a merchant. It is a merchant. What do you sell, sir? Welcome, buy a blueprint and you'll be able to purchase the new item in Amberfall. Sure, okay. Abacus. I have no idea what that did, but I've clearly unlocked something. Dramatic music while I run around the cobwebs! Woo! That's not that dramatic. Yeah, hang on. Let me backtrack a little ways. See if I can find... There was a room, if you recall, a little while back that had a pentagram in it. It was very faded out because it was... I went through that room in the realm of the living, and it's a mechanic that's designed for when you're in the realm of the dead. So, if I can find it again... Oh god, there's going to be a room full of ghosts, isn't there? Yes, there is. Not as many as I'd expected, but there is. That's the room full of ghosts. Oh god! I might die here. Holy Moses, that's a lot of ghosts. Wow. Yeah, I'd forgotten I'd created quite so many ghosts. There was that room full of zombies that I just made loads of. Well, that's okay then. Was it here? No, this is a shop. We'll have a book of things, sure. More ghosts. This is the pentagram I was after at any rate. So this is how we come back to the realm of living. Standing here for a few seconds, the bar goes up, my ghost dies, and I come back to life. And everything goes dark again, obviously, because you can't see things when you're alive, apparently. I wouldn't like to have to do the boss fights not in the spirit realm, because this would just be horrible, wouldn't it? Trying to see what's shooting at you and being summoned and swinging around like a crazy thing, whilst you can't see anything. Like I say, later on you will pick up a lantern from a vendor, but that still doesn't do a whole lot. I mean, it's better, but you know, the current system is almost nothing anyway, so it's just building on something that's already almost non-existent. See, this is what I would have had to fight the boss in. I can't even see the cobwebs. So let's claim our loot and head on. So, there we go. Royal Dagger. I have no way of telling if that's better or not. It looks pretty cool, actually. So let's head into the next room. I just want to... There we go. End of the dungeon. Okay, cool. Sewers. Crown. Hello. Several crowns. And golden bread, which is food. That's okay. Cool. So let's come in here and fight things. Ooh, the royal daggers are... They're not bad, actually. I like the royal daggers. That's presumably a... Ow. There's a few ghosts here that aren't going to affect me until I'm dead, I guess. Some mushrooms there that... Yep, they are. Oh, the slime doesn't hurt to step in. I always figured it would do. I've been steadfastly avoiding the slimes, but they don't actually hurt you. I shouldn't be breaking all those lights either, because that's probably not going to help my case. So, yeah, basically you're just going to get more of this. Going to get more levels, more bosses, more enemies, more environments, and more quirky life and death type gameplay mechanics, which is kind of cool. I like all of this. So, let's call it there. So, I'm really liking this game. I'm quite enjoying it. I like the style, I like the gameplay. My only gripe is that the options are a little bit limited, but I think it's very much well worth checking out. So this game will be available from tomorrow, that is January 22nd, 2014. And it will be available through Lost Decade Games' site on the Humble widget. It's not yet on the store, or as far as I can make out. I've had a look through the Humble store and I couldn't actually see this game on there yet. If you order it now, it is $12, but it will be going up to $15 upon launch, so you get a 20% discount for pre-ordering. So, if you're interested in getting it, it would be worth well worth your while picking it up now. So, thank you very much for watching. I've been Meroka, and I shall see you next time.